You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast. And I tell you one thing, just while I don't want to start off shitting on Tobler, but, you know, you see the videos he's at. Have you seen his most recent video where he's, like, getting changed?
In Morocco.
Morocco, that's where he is. I've never seen him even get anywhere close to that quality of editing for videos of ours. Like, he's got he's got lightning and shit happening. Like, where's that sort of attention to detail with the Hello Sport videos?
Unless he's outsourced the editing, Tom. You know, such as his thirst, such as his want to be TikTok Creator of the Year. Maybe he's outsourced the goods. I don't know.
Would it shock you if Tobler's paying himself?
On the boys.
Would it shock you if Tobler's paying someone to, like, he has his own producer?
Well, I'm just trying to make sense of the situation as I see it, Tom. And the situation is this. He's never done 1/10 of that sort of creative video editing before. So either he's holding out on the boys or he's outsourcing the goods. It's one of the two. And both answers I don't like.
No, I don't know which one's worse, but they're both not great. Anyway, good luck to him. Tommy Tobler on Instagram if you want to go and go and follow the rich content that's being produced.
Or Tobbs, I believe, on TikTok. Shout out to him. Looks like he's having a nice time.
Yeah,
nice jacket, buddy.
Oh, yeah, my windbreaker there. You like that? You like that?
Nice jacket, bruh.
It's pretty good. Listen, that's such is the weather in Sydney, you know, that you need a windbreaker that's obviously waterproof and that fucks the house down. So that just is what it is, you know. Maybe going to be on sale for people.
You look great, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, listen, I've got that new dad glow, you know.
How's morale, mate? How you feeling?
Good. Everything's good, man. Shout out to Steph, who's an absolute beast. Shout out to Hazel Holiday Birmingham. Welcome to the family. She's doing her job, which is just to be cute, cuddly, and poo. And Steph and I have, you know, listen, we're a couple of days in, but let me just say this as a tip for young players. And for you as well, Eddie, who's coming into parenthood, I'll give you some advice. The best way to go about things with new children is there's, I think, maybe a sense, especially with maybe with new parents, you know, you got to have a bit of a leeway learning period because you sort of don't know exactly what you're doing. But there might be a feeling of like, if the baby's up and then mum's up, then dad's got to be up. It's the biggest mistake of your life because then you know what happens if mum and dad are both up at fucking 2 a.m. trying to settle baby. You know what happens by 8 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock in the morning? You've got mum and dad who are both fucking tired and baby's still being a nightmare. And now what do? Now you're both getting angry. Now you start being short with each other. Now you start being lippy. And then you start turning on each other when what you need, punters and dribblers, especially with new parents, but parents generally, is to be on the same fucking team. So what you do is you find yourself a wife who is an absolute stallion and a weapon, and she goes, listen, you just stay up with the child, even if it's a sleeper, you just stay up as late as you can. I'll sleep, and then I own the night, and then you get up in the morning and you own the child. It's simple and it's easy. Now, you might ask, well, Tom, it's daytime and you're not at home. And to that I would say, someone's got to keep the lights on, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what
someone's got to put milk in the mouth, Tom, as it were.
Well, someone's got to put food in the body to produce milk in the breast, and then milk.
That's where I'm coming from. That's where I'm coming from. Mum will not produce milk if mum's hungry.
Yeah.
And so to feed mum needs food on table.
Yeah.
To put food on table in this situation. Yeah. Tom works. It doesn't need to be the case. Doesn't need to be the case. Hey, it's 2025. Women can work too. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. But in this situation, the big Tommy, he need to be out there grinding, bro. Yeah.
Also, this isn't a women can't work podcast, right? That's certainly not the one of the tent poles with which we sort of stand upon. But
it's not the caption.
No, exactly.
It's not our
ethos.
It's not our tagline.
It's not our tagline. Welcome back to Hello Sport, where women can't work and men can. She's only 3 days into pregnancy, so, you can't expect her to get back into the mines, as it were.
No. Well, I mean, that'd be pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
But listen, if you want to get back into your fucking overalls and back down the shaft, then, world's your oyster, baby.
Hey,
I'm not going to stop you.
If
you want to die, if you think that's where equality is where that's coming from, getting back into the overalls and back down the mine shaft, then,
Eddie, they've always said that equality is found at the bottom of a mine shaft.
It's found at the end of a pickaxe as it fucking cuts out coal.
Yeah. Anyway, things are going well, mate. How's Byron?
Yeah, great, mate. Love to hear that, Tom. Love to hear that. You look good. You sound good. Your eyes aren't too puffy. So from where I'm sitting, you look fucking tip top.
Yep. Early days, can't complain.
And you know what they say about tip top, don't you?
Well, good on your mum. Tip top's the one.
Well, tip top's the one. Good on your mum.
It's actually incorrect though. That's incorrect. And this is a relevant development in my life. That tip top not the one. And I don't want to anger or alienate any potential bread sponsors that we may have in our immediate future, or not too distant future, long-term future. I don't know. I've realised, and maybe this is a personal, gut issue. I'm 35. Normal breads, Helga's, Tip Top, Wonder White, fucking whatever. They're all fucked up, dude. I have one slice of that and my stomach bloats, it distends, and I start farting and burping and I basically need to lay down. You give me a big, thick, juicy slice of sourdough and I am good to go. And that's apparently, I don't know this, punters and dribblers. Welcome back to Thursday pod. We will get to some sport. But there's like 3 ingredients in sourdough. There's like fucking nothing in it. So there's not all this shit that can...
If you're a celiac, can you eat sourdough? Maybe you're a celiac.
I have no idea. I don't think I'm a celiac, though.
Because you're a big bloater.
I am a bloater. I've become a bloater. But I don't think I'm a celiac.
I don't know, mate.
Things aren't bad enough. They're not bad enough there. But sourdough's got 3 ingredients, apparently. Do all that, but like...
Yeah, well, I mean, that could be right.
Yeah, but if you think about big bread, and your Wonder White factories, they're putting all sorts of shit in that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, gone are the days of getting through a healthy loaf of white bread, Tom. Those days are behind me.
Yep.
I don't know if the nation's doing that as much as they were either, to be honest.
I'm not sure. It's hard.
I just get the distinct feeling that white bread and cereals generally are up against it. I haven't looked at sales figures, Tom. I haven't looked at sales figures, but I'd be shocked if they're on the up.
They couldn't be on the up.
You couldn't be on the up if you can prove to me that cereals like your old fashioned rice bubbles, your cornflakes, your Nutri-Grain, your Sultana brand, Tom, your Special K, there's no way they're on the up. I just won't hear it. The only thing that they couldn't be on the up. They just couldn't be. Everyone used to eat cereal every fucking morning and every afternoon and sometimes in the evening. Cereal was just the halcyon days of cereal. I'd say probably 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah. I think all the way up until 90s because cereal was still king in the 90s, and you might even be able to say with the the Y2K bug might have put a line through cereal. I'm just trying to think of early 2000s Wallabies maybe did a bit of Weet-Bix work. Your George Gregans, your George Smiths.
Did George do 18?
Well, that might be the inches of his penis, Eddie. I'm not sure. Or it may be the Weet-Bix he consumed of a morning, but he certainly pumped Weet-Bix. I think that was maybe early 2000s. But, let's be honest here. I just don't know if anyone eats breakfast anymore. And that obviously is me just putting my own worldview out into the world. That's me imposing my will upon the people.
1,000%. I would say that people 100% still eat breakfast, Tom.
But is that in decline? Is breakfast generally in decline?
I don't know if breakfast generally is in decline. I know for a fact that fucking cereal is, having not seen any figures whatsoever. That's a vibe thing.
Yep.
Finger to the air.
Yep.
I think cereal's on the way out. Vale cereal. The only one that's probably hanging on, still going about its work in the shadows, Tom, Weet-Bix. And the only read I'm getting on that is my old man still four Weet-Bix a day.
Yeah.
Has done for 50 years. And I just think that if you've got those rusted-on Weet-Bix eaters that are out there like my old man, I think they're probably they're keeping the lights on, just like people over the age of 85 still keeping Foxtel set-top boxes going.
Yes. No, that's a great point. Foxtel set-top box is the Weet-Bix of the television world or the content world. Evie Rose and Zoe Estelle Birmingham both still get into their Weet-Bix work, but you know, they'll see a porridge on the fridge, on the mantelpiece and go, fuck, maybe I'll take the oats, brah. Maybe you fuck that cereal shit off and you give me some of the good stuff. And I think, Eddie, and just to throw something out there without even understanding what I'm saying, I think that oats are low GI. That's glycemic slow release.
Yep.
So it gives you energy to go all day. I don't know whether Weet-Bix and milk does that. I just don't know.
A lot of unknowns, mate.
Oats do that, Tom. So they do have low glycemic or low GI or whatever. Yep. But I've also had a look at the the sales figures for both cereal, and I couldn't find white bread, but I found bread as a whole, and they're both still trending upwards.
Well, there you go.
Well, but at no point did I say that bread was on the decline. I said white bread.
Yeah,
very
okay.
specific.
Okay, no, that's fine.
But
I could
cereal.
But so you're saying cereal on the up?
Yeah. The average volume per person in the breakfast cereal market is expected to grow to 3.4 kilograms in 25.
Jesus! And do we have the top rated cereal?
Let me get back to you.
That has floored the fuck out of me.
Now, Eddie, could that be that cereals, not generally, but some SKUs are basically boxes of sugar, and that we have maybe a growing population, and by growing I mean around the waistline, that people
both growing in both senses.
Yes, correct. Population size and waistline, that people are just like, fuck it, give me Cocoa Pops and Fruit Loops for breakfast.
Well, Tom, we're fatter now than we've ever been. That's a fact.
Yeah.
As a nation.
Yes. Do you know why that is? I mean, there's many reasons, obviously, not to get all RFK on you, but it's what they're putting in the cereals. But my YouTube algorithm, which is invariably going to be your YouTube algorithm, Edward, if you are on the Hello Sport YouTube, has become like cunts in the wilderness building houses out of chop down trees and shit. And it's just like a slow.
I've been down that rabbit hole before.
Yeah, it's calming. It's a calming thing to put on of a night.
Yes.
There's also this one that I'm into, Desert Drifter, who just is this guy who cruises through the desert and finds shit. Anyway, not the point. I was watching this guy in the forest building a hut, and just the work that you need to do. He's dragging logs, he's chopping shit. Like, people just used to have to do that stuff all day long. I reckon back in the day, you would have gone back and people just would have been cut to shit. Blokes generally. They just would have been absolutely ripped because you're just in the forest just dragging logs all day.
Yeah, you're dragging logs, you're covering vast distances, Tom, in the pursuit of some elk or some fucking deer or some shit, you know what I mean? But I thought people were born fat now. Is that not...
What?
Is that not the case?
I don't... fatness is that just a condition, is it?
Yeah, no. It's inherent, like you inherit fatness.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. I didn't realize. Oh, yeah, my dad's fat.
Have you heard that?
Yeah, it's genetic. And by genetic, I mean,
yeah.
it's, they're genetically predisposed to feeding their children Cocoa Pops for breakfast.
Yeah. That's what I heard. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
I don't know. Do we know? Do we have the highest selling cereal before we get into my favorite story?
If it's not Weet-Bix, I know I've been wrong on a couple of fucking instances out the gate early, but if it's not fucking Weet-Bix, we've lost our way.
I can't find anything in Australia, unfortunately. Worldwide, though, it's Cheerios.
I don't care about that yank shit.
No, I know.
I'm talking Australia, baby.
Yeah, I can't find anything.
You can't find it.
No, I can't find it.
Have you Googled number one selling cereal in Australia?
I have. I've Googled most profitable cereal in Australia. I've Googled...
Wow. Why the fuck wouldn't that exist?
Don't know.
In a world where we have every answer essentially at our fingertips, Edward, you would have thought.
Sounds like someone hasn't been running, the proper surveys. Why that's not a census question? Why isn't that a census question?
Yeah.
You know
much
what I mean?
cereal do you eat, and what cereal do you eat?
Yeah. I mean, these are the questions we need to know.
Yeah, we should do our own Hello Sports census.
Sports census.
Dude,
yes, we should.
Yeah. Yeah. The real census.
The real census. And yes, flaccid and hard penis size will be on there. And it's anonymous, so I want real answers, punters and dribblers.
Yeah, exactly. And
you know what I mean? I want to know. I want to know where I stack up.
And we can provide. I mean, listen, this is probably going to have to be digital, realistically. But if we do have any paper ones that we send out, we can have a ruler, like a measurement, on the side of the paper, so you can just pop it up against it. If you don't have a ruler on hand. Or a tape measure.
We'll just pop it up against the end of your fucking phone screen. I mean, there's things we can do.
Yeah, that's true. The average iPhone is this long. Where does your penis stack up?
Well, no, I'm sure you can get a ruler on your phone.
That's a great point. You could definitely do that. Okay.
And you have a part of it, you know?
Oi, dribblers, leave comments on the YouTube. We're obviously going to do this as well, but I'd be interested of some census questions that we need to include, because this is going to be happening in 2025. As Eddie he's pulling a cute little face. Was that a sad face? What was that?
No, just my wife. Look at me, you know.
Oh yeah.
She's giggling in the corner.
Oh, she's giggling.
There was it was funny to me the other day in one of the ads that you recorded on Monday, Eddie. Ella was in the back, like trying to get Tonka's attention by like whipping a towel at him.
Oh really? And you can see her in the background.
Well, I kind of like cropped it in so you can't see her, but it was quite funny.
You apparently in the background whipping a towel to get Tonka's attention the other day.
No, I was trying to stop eating a tennis ball.
Oh, he was eating a tennis ball. She's trying to stop him eating a tennis ball. He'll eat those things whole.
And then what? Shit him out.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know where we are. Census. Yes. So, like, obviously there'll be some vaginal shit in there, some penis stuff.
Well, it's going to be it's good for everyone.
That goes without saying. But I mean, I want to know what percentage of Australians don't like Vegemite, Tom, because I always thought that every living Australian all time liked Vegemite. There's a couple of sick fuckers that should be in Long Bay that literally say to me, "I don't like Vegemite."
Yeah,
like that's a crime against humanity.
Well,
as far as I'm concerned.
my wife, who is of Croatian and Serbian descent, English her second language, hadn't tried Vegemite until some ungodly age, and then it took a while for her to come around. Obviously, a love of Vegemite clearly sexually transmitted, because now she's a very big fan of Vegemite. But there was a time then, dude, she didn't love it, and it made no fucking sense to me. But again, culturally, you kind of need to enforce that on people of other countries.
100%. 100%. And I just get the sneaking suspicion a certain cafe that you and I frequent from time to time, I just get the sense that whoever's spreading Vegemite in there, not born in Australia, and that's fine, but just hasn't been indoctrinated into, whoa. You're spreading that Vegemite like you're spreading jam.
Yeah.
And
that's not how Vegemite works, dude.
That's not how it works. Like if I'm scraping it off and putting half of the jar back in, you've put too much on, bro. You've put too much on.
Listen, we might even have that in a census where it's just pictures of Vegemite spread. Which one's the correct amount?
Yeah, which is correct.
Yeah.
Which 100%. Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Okay,
that should also be in the citizenship test.
Of course it should.
That's a governmental thing.
Yeah, right next to Bradman's average, and
which I believe is a question.
No, I think it is. That's what I mean. Right next to Bradman's average. I mean, but there's a couple other ones that could be in there. Which prominent former Australian pole vaulter with curly red hair got the yips massively after winning gold in Beijing?
Great one. And Steve Hooker.
Punters and dribblers, we are fast approaching the closing of voting in the Gabs Hottest 100 Beer Festival. And Jesus Christ, it's been nice to see how many of you have been getting around Four Pines Japanese lager, but the job not done.
Job not done. Listen, as the late great Kobe Bryant said, job not done. Is the job done? Job not done.
Not done.
And not done. And we need your support.
Shout out to everyone who has and who's been DMing us and screenshotting your voting and showing us you've been doing it. Listen, as we have said, we can't say that we're going to be, giving out something for someone that does it. We can't promise that. We can't incentivize. We might do nothing. But it'd be great if you show us that you've done it so we can get some idea. But listen, it's 2 seconds. If you weren't going to vote in it anyway, then you may as well just get on there and do it for your two podcast dads who love you and grind their dicks to the bone for you.
To the bone.
So get on there, vote. Link's in the bio. Get on there and vote. Japanese lager, 4 Pines. It's a fucking top drop. I've been sipping it at home over the summer and thoroughly enjoying myself. So get around it, get behind it. We love you. Appreciate you. Please.
100%. I had one yesterday, actually, Tom. Brunswick Heads Hotel. Fuck, it was good. It was delicious.
Sounds nice.
They got heaps of 4 Pines up here. That's just an aside.
That's an aside.
That's just an aside.
That's just an aside.
Punters and dribblers, it is now 2025, which is out of control how quick the years are going by. But I can guarantee you that at least 90% of this audience, I reckon, has sat there at some point last year and gone, I could be doing a bit more. I could be doing a bit more. I'm not doing anything, and I could certainly be doing a little bit more than what I'm doing, which is eating KFC and eating like shit and drinking piss and not sleeping properly and just redlining. It's time for change, baby, and Good Day's the way to do it. BeGoodHealth.com.au, mate. We have stacked this thing with greatness, with absolute greatness. Go check the reviews. Go check the ingredients, okay? Try it out. Use the code DRIBBLERS. You're going to get 10% off, punters and dribblers. Combine that with a subscription, and you're going to get 20% off, okay? Look after your health. Do the bare minimum. It's the least you can do to start taking your health just a little bit more seriously. Good day. BeGoodHealth.com.au. Punters and dribblers, you know what they're saying, don't you? You know what they're saying? They're saying that Australia's turning Japanese. Certainly turned Japanese last year, but this year, 2025, the whole nation turning Japanese. Thanks to 4 Pines. Just a terrific drop. Beautiful drinking in this gorgeous weather that we're enjoying, especially on the East Coast. It is divine. And there is nothing more divine, punters and dribblers, than turning Japanese and just sucking back a gorgeous Japanese lager. This thing is truly best in class. Nip down your local, get yourself a case, get yourself a six-pack, whatever suits the wallet, and just try it out if you haven't, because it is fucking tip-top. Thank you, 4 Pines.
Bradman Best's chain.
So good.
Bradman Best chain. I know that we won the Border Gavaskar Trophy, and we can get to a little bit of cricket stuff, but Bradman Best's necklace, which is just a huge diamond, I imagine not diamond encrusted best.
I reckon they're probably diamantes, Tom.
Yeah. Or as I think Scotty Bellotti said, he left a comment, Cuda carrots.
Cuda carrots, so fucking good. A couple of thoughts off the top. That try that Bradman scored off Luai in Game 3 at Suncorp in State of Origin means that he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Correct.
And if he wants to rock that Diamante Best with the shirt open after spending a lot of time with his new father-in-law, fucking Jeff Fennick, I'm all for it, mate. Like, if he doesn't have one of the great seasons in rugby league history, I'm not here.
Yeah. He looks in a mood. He looks in a mood.
Yeah, he looks in a mood. The other thing that got me thinking off the back of the best Monty necklace, Tom, is I want one.
Mate, you took the words out of my mouth. The problem for you and I is Simpson
long names
and Birmingham quite big. That's
so
not,
what?
No, yeah.
But like that makes it better.
Yeah, it does.
Birmingham, bro, to be like this long.
Yeah, we got to get them
made. Go from nip to nip.
Yeah, we got to get them made. There's just no two ways about it. We have to get those made.
But what I want, Tom, is I want the one that Bradman Best has got, but it says Simpson.
No, that's
Do you know
it.
what I mean?
Yeah. I don't want someone like some shit version.
And it can't be cheap plastic crap. It needs to be heavy.
Yeah. Now, I
you know
will
what
say,
I'm saying?
No, I do. I know what you're saying. The thing is, though, and I found this when you see like rappers with their chains, and you're like, that thing looks heavy and thick and girthy, and then you hear them clang together, and you're like, that's plastic or something close to it, because it's not thick and heavy like I imagined in my brain. I just don't know whether Bradman's is thick and heavy, but I'm with you. I want thick and heavy, like weighty chains.
I don't care what Chingy wears, mate. Like, I want thick and heavy.
Yeah. Well, we need to look into that. And again, I want Cuda carrots, though. I'm obviously not looking for diamonds.
No. If listen, I want Kuta carrots, I want Diamantes, I want zirconium, fucking whatever it's called.
Whatever it is.
Is that zirconium? Is that a thing? Or is that a zirconium rhythm?
Cubic zirconium and circadian rhythm is what you're thinking of. Well, that's what I would imagine.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah.
Yes. You know me too well, old boy.
Yeah. And the circadian rhythm is something to do with sleep. I believe it's like
yes, I believe so. I think it's your internal clock, Tom.
Yeah, I think so. Because there's a bit of circadian rhythm chat getting around now with my newest child, because it's like she's used to being up at night time, so she's awake at night, sleeping the day.
And not to be confused with the rhythm of the cicada, Tom.
Correct, which has been singing so elegantly across the entirety of the Australian summer.
One of the great singers of songs, the cicada, and fuck, they can belt out a tune.
Oh, they can belt it. Yeah. Speaking of belting, did you see Jai Opetaia knock that guy out last night?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Oh, dude. It was, I thought he was, and this is not I'm not making light here. I thought he could have been dead. Like, this guy, Nikia, something, I can't remember, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but 3 weeks' notice, undefeated though, coming in against Jai. They have some sort of history, so there's a bit of bad blood. And Jai came out, but just like the commentators kept talking about it, like, he just was like not even boxing. He was just trying to fucking kill this guy. And by the fourth round, that's exactly what he did. And he was like motionless on the ground for like maybe 3-4 minutes after the fight. You can see Jai sort of walking past, like he's all fired up. But then you sort of see him. I'd be interested if we ever chat to him to ask. But like, there's obviously, I imagine, something that'd be quite like satisfying about knocking someone out when you're in a boxing match. But then when they like don't move, you'd be like, this is sort of killing my buzz a little bit. I need you to start moving.
Yeah, I'd like you to start moving. Get
up, please.
Because I'm trying to celebrate a great win here, having knocked you the fuck out. And unless you start giving me a little bit of movement, I'm gonna be wigging out a bit.
Yeah, it's starting to wig me out. It's going from celebration to like, oh shit, is he twitching? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, or he's not even breathing, which I don't want that.
No, we don't need that. You don't need that. Anyway, he's all good. He got up. He's all good.
Oh, perfect. So then we're good then.
No, so we're all good.
Oh, cool.
But the knockout was vicious. Vicious with a capital issues, dude.
So you're going in low with the V, and then the issues is just...
Well, I feel like that's the punchier part of the word, if I'm being honest. Issues.
Vicious. Yeah.
Dribbling. Fuck that. You didn't see it, so we can't really get into it all that much, can we really? You know what I mean? Like, unless you saw it, we're limited.
Mate, I'm on full holiday time. Do you know what I'm saying?
See, it's funny because
I didn't even know it was on.
Yeah. See, when I'm on holiday time, I still like to watch sport. I'm a big old whore for it. I can't help it.
I start working in books more. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm watching shows, I'm reading books. I try to plug off, plug out, unplug.
Yeah. Okay. Plug off. What book are you reading?
It's called V2, mate, by Robert Harris. This guy, he basically like melds historical, like essentially historical
fact
with fiction, right? So the V2 is about the V2 rocket, which is the first ballistic missile essentially ever created by the Germans. Tom, they used it as a terror weapon in like late 44, early 45. The war was done and dusted by then. They were fucked, but they were just churning out these crazy rockets. Very good book, loving it. So that's what I'm doing.
But so it's like a...
Because obviously I'm a big World War II buff. I love that shit.
Yeah, but so it's like a fan
so
fiction.
They're basically,
it's not actually a real... It's
the story they're
fiction.
telling... No, so basically there's real characters in it. So like some of the fucking people overseeing the program, the generals and shit are all real. And they play a role, but then he's got a non-fiction character that sort of interacts with them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, right. So it's... Yeah, I get it. So it's almost like the way that... Well, is it almost the way like Inglourious Bastards is covering a historical time,
Yes.
but he's taking his own spin on it and taking it where he wants?
Correct.
Yeah, nice.
Correct. Nice, buddy.
Did you like that?
I like that,
Yeah,
mate.
cool.
Like that. And obviously the cricket's over now, so I'm just sort of,
Dude, it's
having wallowed in that. I was saying the other day in my little intro before the best of. I'm Devo.
Yeah,
I'm
same.
straight up Devo that it's over.
Yeah.
Like there's no way to fucking sugarcoat it. The Test cricket season or series or summer in Australia, particularly the India into the English, like these 2 years, these 2 summers we've got are fucking incredible.
Yeah, they are.
And the Indian one, in many ways, is more entertaining because they have a crack. Like the English come out and they lose 5-0, 4-0, 5-0. They're pathetic. They're huge fucking pathetic losers with no go.
Yeah.
Whereas the Indians come out and they've won the last 2 series. And then they give us a push. Like they could have won. They could have at least drawn the series on the final day in Sydney.
Yeah.
You know? Like
Yeah,
there was things to play for.
Well, the Indians have a crack. You're absolutely right. And the English are literally, if you go nip over to Test Match Special podcast on your podcast app of choice, they're putting up podcasts like, is the India-Australia series bigger than the Ashes now? Like, they're so cucked. Like, Australia are the hottest.
They're saying that.
They're asking the question in their own podcast. They're like, oh, well, listen, if you like tradition, it's not. But if you like money and entertainment, it is. It's like, we are the hot chick on the playground with big tits, and every country in the world, every country in the world wants us. India are like, oh, we want the series with Australia. England are like, what about us? Do they care about us anymore? And we're like, listen, dude, we'll care about you when it suits us. Shut the fuck up. We just played India. But we're so good, dude, as a nation. Like, what a spot to be in. We are, we own every single bilateral trophy. Now I just like that. Just the fact that we're even talking about bilateral trophies. I've never referred to any series as a bilateral series in my entire life. Now I'm talking about every single one that I own.
Yeah.
We're the owner of everything. Everyone wants to be us. Everyone wants to be with us.
Yeah. There's a reasonable argument to be made, Tom, that the word bilateral has never been hotter than it is right now.
Oh, it's a hot word. We might have already found our word of the year. You know, you get your dictionary word of the year. Bilateral might be it.
Yeah. I mean, we're doing a bilateral podcast.
That's it. You and I. We're bilateral podcasters. We're sitting here. We've got the hottest opener in the fucking world of cricket. Now, some might say it's Jaiswal, but I'd say you're wrong. It's Sam Constas, who's like, hey, I've never ramped before. I'm just going to ramp Bumrah. Then you've got Bo Webster, who obviously, again, I know everyone's had their say on Bo Webster, the slug from Snug, but like 6'7" with an earring, dude, and a fat cock. Australian cricket's
if
back,
your nickname
dude.
is... Oh, it's back. It is back in a big way. Every bilateral trophy under the fucking sun. We've got the Mace in the back closet.
The Willie.
And we're into the World Cup the Willie. And we're into the World Test Championship final against South Africa, who suck. So lock that up, baby. We're the kings of 50 over cricket. T20, who gives a shit? No one cares. So not even worth mentioning, Tom. And then you start thinking about the fact that we've got the biggest test attendance numbers since 34, 35 or 35, 36 when the Don was out in the Ashes in a 6-day test. That got surpassed in 5 days. The numbers they're putting up, it's the fucking biggest streaming numbers Fox has ever had for cricket, the biggest session, the biggest day, the biggest streamers, all this shit, just numbers. Then, as you so eloquently point out, Tom, we've got this hot young Greek kid who just ramps anyone. He's ramping arguably the greatest bowler of all time. I don't know about that, but that's what people are saying. And then you've got old big cock, Bo Webster, who comes in, gets a half century, gets a wicket or two, Tom. Yeah. All earring and all cock.
Yeah. Apparently he's got an earring on one of his testicles. That's how horny this guy is for a bit of bloody, a bit of jewelry, a bit of bedazzling. I was going to get my ear pierced in solidarity for Bo Webster, but it's covered by headphones, so it would have been all for naught.
I just love how we obviously, and it's delivered results, but we had swung sort of into the world of all our crickets were shy, a little bit more quiet, some heavily autistic, and then they were swinging back to the alpha of old.
Yeah.
just a guy with a huge cock and an earring. Like I feel like we're getting a nice balance back again.
Well, you need balance, right? It's like when they say in like I think in football sides, rugby league sides, youth and experience. What you need in cricket is virgins and alphas, and like we've got virgins.
Yes.
We've got the virgin side of things. We've always, well, in recent memory, post Sandpaper, we've had virgins dialed. We've just had, we've had.
I mean,
one of the greatest collection of virgins you've ever seen.
It was a diet of virgins, Tom.
Yes.
Really, with one or two alphas in there. We've always had alphas, always. But now we've got more alphas, so the virgin to alpha ratio is probably almost close to 50-50 now, which I like.
Like that the scales of justice. That we've got the scales of virgins to alpha big dick rooters.
Yes, which I think just puts us in such a nice place coming into the Ashes next year. Sri Lanka, you're done. Test championship, thanks very much. And then the English, because I'm just begging for 5-0 again.
Yes. And, whilst it's nice to be pushed by the Indians who come out here and they give us comfortably the greatest series I've ever fucking seen on our soil, on our shores. It is nice then to get the English back out here and go, listen, I'm going to watch every test. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to love it. But what I'm going to do is, little brother, I'm going to put you over my knee and just spank your bottom and beat you 5-0.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do.
Because you're little brother. And big brother don't take no shit.
No. Or your big brother, because you basically sent us all out here, but we're now bigger than you. And so you are now our little brother.
Well, mate, yeah, when we were younger, we were smaller than you, but now we're massive and huge and ripped and gorgeous.
Correct.
So good luck to you.
So good luck to you. But Bo Webster, dude, my goodness. He's 31 as well, which to me, Edward, is just like he's waited. He's bided his time. He looked so good. He just looked so good. He didn't look overawed. He didn't look concerned. He was taking screamers. And then with the bat, dude, seeing someone that big being able to fucking bat is kind of hard. It's hard to even compute. You're like, it's a bit Wembanyama-y, where you're like, how's this guy able to do what he does? Like, I get you're meant to be tall in basketball, but seeing Wembanyama shoot threes, you're like, this looks like there's a glitch in the Matrix. I don't entirely understand what I'm seeing. The mechanics are fucking weird. So then you see Bo Webster, all height, all girth, all earring, all cock, just batting as well as he is. It's hard to make sense of.
Matt, I couldn't agree more. He didn't look overawed at all. He just looked cool as an Australian cucumber. Probably the Tassie in him, Tom. If I'm to take a guess, they're a cool, calm, collected people. The Tasmanian might come from their illiteracy. I'm not sure. Like, it might be calming, not being able to read or write. I don't know. But like, he was terrific. Yeah, he was terrific. And I've come out of this summer, Tom, going, I've got 2 new favourite players.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
What's that about?
Where'd that come from?
But I didn't expect that. It's exciting, Edward, and you may even be able, because given your World War II book consumption, I assume you haven't seen this on the Instagrams. But Baggy Green, probably just in an effort to be like, hey, don't forget about me, bro. Like, I'm still here. He posted a video to his Instagram of him doing laps, probably at the Wacker. Who the fuck knows? He looks like, in the time since he's had his back surgery, he's thickened the fuck up, dude. He's running in a singlet past the camera, and he's just like, he's got some arms on him now. Like, before he was kind of a bit just like a giant skinny boy.
Well, he hadn't grown into his body.
Nah, dude. Now it's like full forward, plugger, Tony Lockett. I'm a big burly motherfucker. Like, it's
Would
hot.
you say, I haven't seen this footage again, Tom, unplugged and that. Would you compare it potentially to the first 30 seconds of stirring Greybox to maybe 3 minutes of stirring Greybox? When it just gets a bit...
it starts to thicken up.
Just thickens up.
It starts to thicken up to the point where you go, okay, this thing's ready to bat 4 for Australia.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But so
that's what I'm talking about.
But there's
He doesn't mind a cricket ground warm-up just to keep tongues wagging and pussies wet, does he, Cam Green? Because he did it last year at the SCG, if memory serves.
Yes. Mate, have you got your phone with you?
It's currently recording.
Oh, of course. So you're not going to be able to see that.
It's just going to be a bit of a ball ache today.
No, we don't do that. Fuck that. There's a world, though, where, Usman Khawaja's 38, so who knows what's happening with him. People keep talking about Travis Head opening. I don't know. But let's just say he does.
Fuck that.
Mate, he opened in India and was averaging, he fucking topped the run scorers. Again, I forgot that even was the case.
Different conditions.
I understand that, Edward. Trust me, I do. But let's just, what I'm trying to do is, Eddie, now is find place for a generational penis in Bo Webster and a Cam Green to be in the same fucking team so that you have Cam Green who can bat. He was batting 4 before, in his last test, he batted 4 and he got 160 odd, right? So if you have him and the slug from Snug in the same side, you basically have 5 seamers.
Yeah. I'll tell you how you do it. This is I reckon this is the way you do it. You'd say to both the boys, you'd say average over 40, 50 would be great, and you're in the side.
Yeah, but
there you go.
But for whom?
Well, we've got old cunts going. You know what I mean? There's old cunts everywhere.
Hey, El.
El, he's saying hello. She's just doing the pillow. Oh, she just likes tidying up.
Sorry, I'm tidying up.
Don't apologize.
No. Don't apologize, you said.
I don't
She fucking loves tidying up, don't you?
So,
tell everyone how much you love tidying up. No, come on and tell everyone how much you love tidying. No, come on. No, tell everyone about your passion.
Dude, all Steph does is tidy.
Oh, they fucking live for
it, tidy. I'm like,
as soon as their little eyes open up every day, it's fucking tidy time.
Yeah.
Where was I?
Yeah, how do you fit him in?
Well, listen. The reality is, if Khawaja scores runs in Sri Lanka, he's still, I think, a 50-50 chance to play the Ashes. I reckon there's every fucking chance they drop him for a green and then they just reshuffle. I think that's probably...
But what's the reshuffle then?
Well, to your point, fucking someone has to go up and open the batting. I don't know who can do that. Again, you said Travis Head, but that's in fucking India facing, they're on goat tracks essentially. Yeah. Fucked if I know, but that's not it's not a question I need to answer.
No, it's
the only thing I need to know is, it's not even about what I know, because quite frankly, you and I know nothing.
Correct.
Except the value of a penis. And knowing what I know, I just think that the nation's going to feel far more comfortable knowing that we've got a fucking 12-incher in the side.
Correct. And that's flop stuff.
Yeah, of course it's flop stuff. Punters and dribblers, I tell you, one of the most gorgeous things about this time of year is just how much goddamn cricket is on. Obviously, the tests are behind us, but the Big Bash still alive and well. It's nothing better than just sitting down, kicking off the feet, and just whipping that Neds out, baby, and having a bit of a flutter, having a crack. If you're going to have a punt this horizontal season, do it with Neds. It's as simple as that. Maybe to score 100. That's bold in Big Bash, but who knows? Maybe a 50. Who's going to score the highest, most wickets? Just your straight up head-to-head. That's old school. I know head-to-head's considered old school now, but I still like to dabble in a H-to-H, baby. Do it with Neds, punters and dribblers. If you're going to have a bet, they're the best in the business. And following the profiles. I know that Tom's got most of the followers, but if you want to start following me, 2025 is the year of Ned to start sharing absolute gold to the punter and the dribbler. So give me a follow. Maybe just try to, get me back against my old mate Tommy. Thank you, Neds.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on screen or visit the website.
Punters and dribblers, a reminder that the big day, Boxing Day sale still going. Code BOXING for 20% off. Basically, what we've decided to do out of the absolute generosity of our hearts is to continue the sale going until we get back, because I can't be bothered to change it. How about that? That's just glory. You're taking advantage of essentially not only my generosity, but my laziness this time of year, as is my right. I enjoyed a bottle yesterday. Not a bottle, a couple of glasses yesterday. My wife unable to join me So, I kept things moderate. It's just fucking terrific, this rosé. It really is, especially with shitloads of ice on a hot Australian summer day. God save us. I was sitting up on the rooftop yesterday just chugging them back, staring out over the beautiful north coast of New South Wales, the greatest state of all. Sucking back rosé. Go to hellosport.shop. That's where you get it. Code BOXING for 20% off. Make smart decisions.
Tim Payne in the Men's Women's Weekly today, Edward.
Miss Tim Payne.
Oh, he's calling for Sam Constas to be dropped for Sri Lanka.
As in, and is the thinking behind that just to keep a young buck on his toes?
No, he's saying that Travis Head opening, because of his opening work in India, would be better. Would be better suited for the conditions, and keep him and Usman opening, and then Sam gets dropped. I would say this, again, as someone who you have already pointed out, knows absolutely nothing with which he speaks. Don't you fucking want that guy to get some time under the belt? He's opening now. You assume he's going to open for the Ashes next year, all things going well. Then there's another tour of India in 18 months. Don't you want this guy to be able to have a couple of, like, who gives a shit how we go in Sri Lanka, really? Obviously, you want to win everything, but, like, it's kind of nice to be so good that you can actually even say who gives a fuck how we go in Sri Lanka. That's a flex in and of itself. Let's get him over there and let's get him used to some spinning conditions.
Is Cam Green ready?
No.
Like, surely not.
No, he's not. He's not. But Constas.
So they'd be dropping Constas for Travis Head and bringing in whom?
They've got Hanscom, who's gone over, who is a player of spin. Then
McSweeney's going.
I don't even know why the hell you'd go Hanscom. You're like, if we're preparing for the future, Hanscom's old.
Mate, I completely agree with you. I mean, yes, we want to hold on to one of our bilateral trophies. I believe it's the Muralithian Warren Trophy. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so.
I have no idea.
Obviously, we want to hold on to that, Tom. Obviously, we want to hold on to that. But we're already in the Test Championship final. Give Constas some time in the fucking saddle here, people. If he's the future, then get him time in the saddle.
Yeah.
Stop the chopping and the changing, baby. No one likes that.
No.
Historically, we've never done well chopping and changing. We like stability, and we like the same fucking 11.
Yeah.
We can change it if we need to change some of the bowlers, but like top six, baby, I like it just so.
Yeah. You drop him for Sri Lanka, and then it's like, well, he should be getting ploughed with test matches. That's what it should be.
1,000%.
Every opportunity to play test cricket. Dropping him. Again, full respect to another huge penis in Tim Payne, but like,
and listen, he's went a little walkabout, and it maybe cost him captaining home Ashes. We've moved on. I've certainly moved on, Tom.
Well, I'd moved on already. I didn't want him to lose the captaincy.
No, neither did I. In fact, you and I didn't even need to move on from anything.
No.
And I still respect the fuck out of Tim Payne because he dragged us out of the muck of sandpaper and restored some honour to the side. Yeah, his cock went wandering, but that was, that's a different time.
Listen,
that's a different
time. It found its way onto a camera phone. That's just what happens sometimes. Again, it did take an alpha to corral a bunch of virgins out of the darkness.
Yes, it did.
Shepherd a bunch of virgins out of the darkness.
100%. And make no mistake, Tim Payne, all alpha. So I respect his opinion, but on this, I'd have to disagree with him.
Respectfully, of course.
Of course.
Now, I don't know where that leaves us with cricket, Eddie. Oh, the one other thing with cricket, have you seen they want to do, and I say have you seen knowing you haven't, that they want to do like a two-tier test competition?
I've seen that.
That seems to me like that's going to fuck everything up.
I think potentially, I don't know the arguments for it. I think it's probably to keep interest in Test cricket going amongst the minnow sides.
How does that work, though? Do you mean just because, if they're... I thought it would have been better to have everyone playing each other and just be like a minnow side.
But we don't really fucking play them. I think that's where part of the issue's coming from. England, for example, look at the tests they play every year. They play everyone all the time, non-stop. We play the big dogs, and then we might throw you a fucking a 2-test series every 3 or 4 years if we want to. Like, how often do we go to the West Indies? When do we ever do that?
We had
like,
them out here 2 years in a row. We had them out here 2 years in a row. That was
but I'm saying, like, do we ever go to them? Do we ever, like, when do we go to Pakistan? Like, I don't know. I think I think what I vaguely gleaned from the article I skimmed was that it was to have the minnows more active and playing for something, but it was also, and it wouldn't skew essentially the A side of the 2-tier system, in that a lot of the good sides just play each other.
The only problem or the concern I would have is that you
that could be wrong, and I'd love for someone to be Dioring.
Well, yeah. If only we had someone. Jokes, Cody. Is like, is there any element to it where it's like they're just trying to milk a good thing? Australia and India rates its dick off. Australia and England rates its dick off. England and India rates its dick off. I assume, like, let's just get them playing more. Does it result in us playing them way more? Like, I like that, but I also don't like that.
Well, no, I don't think. No, we wouldn't play them any more than we play them now. No way.
You'd hope not.
I don't think so. That didn't seem to me to be the essence of the article. But again, I can't use my phone. I'd love for someone to be Dioring. I'm not sure if anyone is.
I don't know if anyone's going to be doing that. Certainly silence.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get my head around this. What did you want to know particularly?
Yeah, no, look, it's all right. We'll pass. He obviously hasn't been listening. What have you been looking up on Instagram, Cody?
No, I just hadn't seen this. I'm just reading about it now.
Okay. No, listen, I think we'll move on from there because holidays and that.
I hope we've helped with our answer, though.
Well, yes. No, I hope that we found, some level of understanding.
I'm sure the great cricketer have covered it. If you want to go,
yeah. If you want actually someone to explain it, go listen to the great cricketer, Cricket at Our Grandstand Cricket podcast. All 3 of which I've been waterboarding myself with. Punters and dribblers, if you didn't know, the Grumpy Coffee code this week is Eddie. Why was that, Eddie? Because I obviously wasn't here on Monday. Why were you grumpy?
I was super grumpy, Tom, because Test cricket's over.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
You know what I mean? We didn't get the full 25 days, but we got a lot of good, honest Test cricket.
Yeah.
And I've just been a little bit flat this week that it's not on.
It just goes so quick.
My wife's pumped about it, but I'm grumpy about it.
Yep. Well, listen, I'm happy just to keep that one going because I'm grumpy about it as well. There will be some tennis coming on, which obviously brings a smile to my dial, and there will be more Test cricket in Sri Lanka. I think it's at late Jan, early Feb. I'm happy about that as well. But, yeah, I'm grumpy. So use the code Eddie. That's with a Y, punters and dribblers. Grumpycoffee.com.au, 10% off. Grumpycoffee.com.au, 10% off. Eddie, EDDY, not IE.
Correct.
Not much else, Eddie, except that the rumour mill went into overdrive earlier in the week or last week when the great and the powerful Buzzley Rothfield, who I had a dream about the other night, and I can't remember what it was, but that's just...
Were you fucking him?
Don't think so, but we were getting on. We were definitely getting on.
Were you
I
hooking up?
don't think we were getting on sexually, no. And that obviously was disappointing for me. Russell Crowe wanting to sell his stake in South Sydney.
Interesting. How much does he own?
That's a Cody Dior. It'd be a majority share, I think. But he wanted to sell it.
He wants out.
Well, Buzz reports he wants out. Russell comes out, and Cody, you can find out what Russell said, but in essence, was like, that's bullshit. He may have even literally said those words, like, that's bullshit. And then Buzz tweets, I stand by my column. Stand by it. I'm just going to see if I can find it here. Triple M NRL was where I believe I saw it. Here we go. Just tell them all it's bullshit and advise them to enjoy the summer sun.
That's Rusty, obviously.
So, yeah, he tweeted, Russell, South Sydney Football Club, what would January in Australia be without desperate legacy media conspiracy theories? Enjoy the summer sun while it's there. Oh, that's good. Enjoy the summer sun while it's there and ignore the trolls. WB back on board, Wayne Bennett. A fresh energy about the place. An arrowhead on our intentions. South Sydney till I die.
Love that from Rusty. He hasn't missed there.
No, he hasn't, has he?
He has not missed there. Unless he's fallen out of love with the Rabbitohs and with rugby league, Tom, or he needs the cash, I can't see a world where he ever sells them. Why the fuck would you?
Why would you? Unless you need the cash.
And mate, we're not talking fucking serious money there either. Like, I don't know what they'd be valued at. Maybe we can get an answer on that too. But it's not going to be crazy money.
I wonder.
You know, it's not American's fucking sport franchise coin. What would the Rabbitohs be worth if I had to guess?
Well, what's Russell worth?
I'd say, I don't know what Russell's worth.
Because that's also
Russell would be worth 100 or more, wouldn't he? He'd be worth a couple of hundred.
You reckon? I know movies pay well, but like it's not like he's in Thor and he's not franchise. He's not a franchise guy.
He used to be a big deal, bro.
Yes, okay, but so what do you reckon Leo's worth?
But Leo'd be worth 400 or 500.
Bullshit.
Russell's estimated to be worth around 120 million.
Wow.
What's Leo worth?
What's Leo worth?
He'd be worth
300.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
His just while we're here, I think Rusty's stake in South was valued at around 25 million. But I will just double check that.
See, that's good. That is fucking. And also, that's good money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. What percentage?
That's a lot of money.
I think it was 25%. Maybe it was 25% at 50. Let me just double check. Hang on.
25%. Okay.
I tell you, the numbers we're hearing for Manly, fucking hell, it's almost a bargain.
Well, I don't know if they're not that far. Oh, actually, that is.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, if what we're hearing is true.
The numbers we've heard. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Well.
yeah.
A couple of podcasters can dream.
Yeah, fucking woof. What? You're dreaming about Buzz Rothfield, mate. I'm dreaming about fucking owning the Eagles, baby.
Mate, I'm dreaming about both. Maybe I own the Seagulls and Buzz Rothfield's hanging out. Leo's worth 300 million?
Mate, he gets paid like 30 or 40 million a movie, doesn't he?
He got 40 for Titanic.
Fuck off. He got 40 at that age. Wow. Bullshit.
That must be lifetime.
Residuals and shit, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure he got like 35, 40 million for that Netflix movie he did.
What movie was that?
Don't Look Up or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah. That was a weird movie. It was good, but
all those fuckers know everyone, so they just get tipped into investment opportunities.
Good point. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, would it shock you if Leo was in early at Uber and shit like that?
Yeah. Well, I think Ashton Kutcher was.
It says he was paid 30 million for Don't Look Up.
30 million. There you go. Yeah, not worlds away, am I?
No, you're not. Okay, good. Well, there you go. I think that's us. I just want to quickly check. There's nothing I've forgotten, Eddie, but that's.
You can have a quick look, mate.
I think that's us, brother.
Have a quick look, bro.
Oh, one more thing. And this may not be true or not, so I don't know. Can you just look up? A dribbler sent us this. You know Litigious Lee?
Yep. I know him well. Well, I don't know him, but I know of him.
I think now Bryden's now sponsor the Newcastle Jets.
Yes.
And
yes,
something about the Newcastle Jets now like banning fans from their fan page for like leaving comments that are not pro the club, like based on their performances or some shit. I don't know if it's like they're suing him or if Litigious Lee's getting litigious. It may not. Listen, I know that he's the litigious type, so I'm not even accusing him of being involved. That was just how it was positioned to me, was the club that Litigious Lee now sponsors is like kicking people off the fan page for being critical.
Right. So essentially,
he may have nothing to do with it.
That he may have nothing to do with, but essentially a club that never used to care about comments now has a litigious Lee involved, and now they do. Is that the?
I'm hoping Cody can do some Dioring there when he.
Yeah, I've got the article. It's just behind a paywall, so I'm just trying to get in.
We should be logged in there. You've got the Hello Sport.
Yep.
Yeah. He's saying.
It's by the Singleton Argus. It doesn't look like we have one for that for some reason.
It'd be
by the Singleton Argus. Who the fuck is that?
I don't know who.
Surely
owns
that's
that.
owned by a conglomerate.
Yeah.
Oh, that might be part of the Men's Women's Weekly.
Yeah, no, I can't get into anything.
Web of publication.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm also just trying to find, because looking at another thing at the same time, I'm pretty sure Pascoe and Lee bought into the Jets when they got sacked last year.
Well, did they buy into it or did they start sponsoring? Because if they bought into it, that is different.
I think they bought in as owners. I'm just trying to double check. Hang on.
Fair income.
Wonder what that'd cost.
Justin Pascoe and Lee Hagipantelis.
You'd find that under the fucking couch, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you think so.
Well, unveiled as new owners of the Newcastle Jets. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, so they were boys, Pascoe and Litigious.
Why do you think they fucking hung? Why do you think Pascoe's able to survive so long? A major sponsor of the club. I don't know. That's all alleged. Don't sue me. So then maybe it does have something more to do with if they own it, there's maybe a little bit more to it. If you're just a major sponsor, you're probably not dictating social media policy.
Yeah, but I think if you own it, potentially you are.
Yeah.
Again, this is all alleged.
It's not even alleged. We're not alleging it. Someone just merely pointed out that the club that Litigious Lee owns and Justin Pascoe potentially are kicking people off of their fan page.
I like saying alleged when we're referring to Litigious Lee. I just like saying it.
We're not alleging it, though. No. Where are the Jets coming on the A-League ladder? Because that would be important to try and get an understanding of whether is it just people trolling the fan page or is this a club that's underperforming?
They're 11th in a 13-team comp, so third last.
Yeah, so it's probably
criticism is
probably play on.
To be criticising your club coming third last? Yeah, I would.
Would you say that's sort of probably playing?
I would have thought so. Who's winning?
Auckland in their first season.
Did not know Auckland were new to the A-League.
Yeah.
I think New Zealand teams are going okay.
Wellington Phoenix?
As well.
Wellington are 10th.
Oh.
Yeah, but Auckland...
Is there another New Zealand team there?
Nah, Auckland are the second one.
Okay.
Where's our boy Sydney FC going?
They're at 7th.
Meh.
Ryan Grant.
What about the Wanderers? Where are the Wanderers at?
8th.
So can you give us what's the order? I'm interested now.
Yes.
You want 1 through 13?
Yes.
Yeah, so we got Auckland at 1, Melbourne City, Adelaide.
Always up the top, Melbourne City. Always up the top. Shout out to Aurelio Vidmar or something from back in the day. I don't even know if that's true.
Then we got Adelaide at 3rd, Victory, Macarthur, Western United, Sydney, Western Sydney.
Hold on, what's Western United?
Western United are relatively new as well, I think.
Western United, is Macarthur like South Sydney, and then
That's
Western
like Camden
United
shit,
is like
isn't it?
Western and then Western United is like Western Melbourne.
Yeah, correct.
Okay,
Correct.
Western United's Melbourne.
Correct.
How are they bringing in all these fucking teams?
Well, because there's heaps of interest. So
Yeah. I don't know. I think there's a bit of a thing. I don't know too much about the A-League. Just one of my mates told me this. But I think Macarthur are doing really well, like on field. They just have like no fans because Western Sydney just dominate that entire region.
Yeah, right.
yeah, right.
But yeah, the rest of the table goes Central Coast at 9th, then Wellington, Newcastle, Perth, Brisbane.
Central Coast, home of Usain Bolt.
Do you watch the A-League, Cody?
Not really. I'll occasionally sit down for a Sydney game if it's like Saturday Arvo and there's nothing else on.
Yep. Do you go to games?
Same thing. I've been to one this year.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I've never been to an A-League game.
But I just would
Oh,
go
no.
more
Okay.
out of caring about football than like the A-League. You know what I mean?
I used to go back in the Del Piero days.
Don't we have some fucking hot cocks that are in there now? Are they doing anything?
Yeah, Juan Mata signed for Western Sydney and Douglas Costa signed for Sydney.
And are they...
Again, I don't follow the A-League, so this is the worst, like, most unreliable source. But when I went to that game like a month or so ago, Juan Mata was coming off the bench for Western Sydney for some reason, which was random.
He's probably hungover.
Yeah, potentially. And Douglas Costa...
He's still pissed.
Does he get fucking smashed, does he? Is he a
Well,
buzzer?
I'm just saying, like, he's fucking basically retired and he's come to Australia.
Yeah,
He's probably on the turf.
That's allegedly as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I
just mean he's having fun.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's starting, though, for some reason.
That is
I don't know too much more
confusing.
about it than that. Someone else would have to...
Yeah, no, you just look into it, that's fine. That obviously wraps up the A-League portion of the show.
And if you're still with us, congratulations.
Congratulations. We love ya. We'll be back together on the 20th. But
Yes.
we'll be doing Zoomies between
Hugging and
now
kissing
then.
and that.
Hugging and kissing and that. But until then, punters and dribblers, we love ya. Don't forget to go and vote in the Gabs Beer Festival Hottest 100. Voting ends on Sunday the 12th. So, like, you need to get in. And shitloads of you already have, and we appreciate you for it. But we need to get in there and do it. There's
More. I want more.
Give me more. Make us look good.
Give me more.
More
yeah,
sugar.
make us look good, please. Just make us look good. More sugar.
More sugar. More.
Love that fucking scene,
Dude, it's so good.
I love that
So
scene.
good.
It's such a good
It's
scene.
so good.
Fuck, it's good.
Yeah, it is.
Shout out to Men in Black.
Shout out to Men in Black.
All right, bro.
Okay, see ya. Bye.
Peace.
Could you two just not talk anymore?